Community members and political parties, including structures of the ANC and the EFF, have gathered outside Orkney Magistrate Court in the Northwest Province. That's where the case against ANC Member of Parliament Sibusiso Kula, accused of killing his wife, resumes today. Now, community members say gender-based violence is rife in the area and the victims want justice, or at least families of the victims want justice. Refiloe Seboko joining us now from outside the court. Refiloe, good morning to you once again. I'm going to reflect on the previous hour when you spoke to an EFF representative who said the words, "It's clear," and I quote now, "It's clear that there is no discipline in that party." Clearly he was reflecting on the ANC, given that this is a member of the ANC who sits in Parliament accused of such a terrible crime.
Well, good morning once again, Kuli. Of course, we'll just find out from the ANC in the Northwest. I'll be joined by Tumelo Maroping to find out if indeed there is no discipline in the ANC. Already there is a call that Sibusiso Kula should step aside as the Member of Parliament. Tumelo Maroping is the spokesperson of the ANC in the Northwest Province. Thank you so much and welcome to Newzroom Afrika. We were talking to the EFF earlier and they were reflecting on the issue of discipline in the ANC. Is that the case, that there's no discipline in the ANC, considering that the person that is accused here, he is the Member of Parliament?
Look, like we said before, the constitution of the ANC as amended in the last conference is very clear on the step-aside rule, and including on the issues of discipline. We have said all comrades of the ANC who are charged with serious crimes such as these ones must step aside voluntarily, and if they do not do so, Section 25 of the ANC Constitution dictates that disciplinary processes must be taken. Now we are here in court again without casting aspersion on what could be the verdict of court. We are of the view that Comrade Sibusiso Kula is facing serious charges, and like I said, the process, we are meeting after NEC Lekgotla, we are meeting next week to process this matter. And indeed, if he does not step aside voluntarily, that process will ensue in terms of Section 25.
There hasn't been an indication from him with your engagement on whether he has an intention of stepping aside and therefore not having to force the ANC to, take the matter forward in terms of the rule and the policy of the party.
You'll recall that ever since the comrade was arrested, he was arrested, and the case said on Monday, it was then brought to the 27th for bail application. So we have not engaged him directly because he's been incarcerated. So depending on what is happening today, or depending on the verdict today, it will determine what is going to happen next week in our provincial executive committee meeting. But as we are saying, the charges on their own that he's facing are of serious nature. Therefore, if he does not do so on his own accord, the ANC's constitution will ensue.
What's your response in that, Maroping? The call is growing, day in, day out, on whether the ANC has an intention of taking actions, right, and in terms of the step-aside rule. They are waiting to see if the ANC is going to take some action altogether.
Look, we are very clear in terms of our constitution on discipline. You will recall we have processed many comrades. We have processed comrades in Kagisano Molopo. We have processed comrades in Mamusa through the disciplinary process. Some were expelled from the ANC, some were suspended. So we are very serious about the discipline in the ANC. Hence we are saying we'll allow the process to unfold, because the dictates of step aside says when you are charged with crimes, serious crimes such as this one, you voluntarily step aside. If you do not do so, Section 25 of the ANC Constitution takes in. So we have not engaged Comrade Sibusiso Kula because we have not met him. He was incarcerated. He's applying for bail. So based on the verdict of today's bail application, it will then make a determination for us on how we are going to resolve the issue next week in the Provincial Executive Committee meeting.
Thank you so much for your time. Let me quickly throw it back to you, Koli. We'll keep you updated with the latest and how everything is unfolding here in Orkney Magistrate Court.
Orkney at the Magistrate's Court there, Refiloe Seboko. Thank you. All right.